This is Galaxy, ho! The Fresh Prince of StarCraft 2, bringing you another commentary on Xel'Naga Caverns. Here we have MakaPrime. Oh, thank God, I know who MakaPrime is. It is the Terran player. I know he's Terran, and here we go in Korean. This is MakaPrime. It looks so extravagant, and he is spamming the keyboard with 250 APM right now, making SCVs and setting those rally points on the top right position as the blue Terran. Yes, this is Xel'Naga Caverns, and this is OGS Inca, the famous Protoss in the bottom left. He is red, but he's not the best or the bad guy. Depends what race you are from. Are you a Protoss? Are you a Terran? Or maybe you're a Zerg, just getting a little bit of information on what your enemy is doing today. Anyway, this is again Galaxy, and please subscribe to my video if you do enjoy it. I'm looking forward to this game. It is a show match, and I just want to say that it's great to be here. I'm sitting a little lower at my computer, but these are professional gamers. These guys are in it for the win. They are in it for money. This is not a joke, fellows. This is what it's all about. I've been recently enjoying the wonderful day-9 commentaries of the Sweden DreamHack tournament going on right now, and it's just so inspiring to see players. They practice hours and hours every single day, and then they go to tournaments and they do their best, and everything's on the line. Then this is a show match, so there might be some money involved. But I know, and you know, that these people do it because they love the game as well. Now this map is. Xel'Naga Caverns is now one of the most common maps in the arsenal of the Blizzard maps right now, being played competitively in tournaments. And look, here we have the probe going into the base of MakaPrime, and the SCV and probe will shake hands before the SCV actually decides that he wants to look at the butt and the tail end of the probe, and then it goes back to mining minerals. I think that a Marine will come out and take care of this probe. Meanwhile, if we go into the base of OGS Inca, we have a gateway on the way, and what will the next structure be? Will it be the cyber core, or will it be a zealot? It looks like we do have a cyber core. In the production tab, we see a Marine on the way and a probe, and I do think that this Marine will... Where did that probe go? Okay, it looks like the probe escaped the base. I can see on the mini map I found it, and it's just going to scatter around. So anyway, this map does have a relatively exposed expansion. That is a natural, rather, and then third expansion is a little bit harder to take because of these destructible rocks, and because at least this base has different paths that you can get down there. There's this ledge here you can abuse with siege tanks, reapers, colossi, banshees, you name it. And then of course there's this ramp here, and then the third, usually the gold, I think is kind of the more common third. It's just kind of stylistically whatever you prefer to take. Anyway, back in the game, we do have the SCV saw what was up in the base of OGS Inca, and I think that usually we see players are not so willing to fast expand like as maybe other maps. That could be wrong, but I've so far seen, looks like we only have one gas so far from our Terran player, and Inca does have 2 gas, which denotes a more sort of faster tech play. His stalker's chilling at the ramp. Meanwhile, we do have just look at the probes and SCVs all around the map, and SCV is even here at the third base of Inca. So yeah, I don't see as commonly players getting fast expansions. That does not to say that doesn't happen, but this is considered sort of an exposed expansion. Like if you think about Lost Temple, the natural is much easier to take. And anyway, I think that this game is really all about the resources, and it's also about just kind of tricking your opponent and not letting them know what you're getting. But if you have more resources, if you have more expansions, and that's probably better than having like a hidden Stargate, in my opinion. But it's not to say the hidden Stargates aren't also useful. Interesting that OGS Inca decides to put the Stargate right here in the base. He could have, it's in his main base. He could have another common spot for like a proxy Stargate. Could be like right up here or something, or maybe right here where it'd be a little bit safer. And so let's just see what's coming on the way. We do have a Void Ray. We haven't seen, interesting Void Rays kind of went out of fashion for a while, and now looks like they're back. Let's see if this Void Ray can make something happen. But this is a lot of Marines in the base of MakaPrime, so I don't really know. I don't think that the Void Ray can take those Marines head on, but possibly for harassment and for keeping the Terran player player contain. I have seen games where Protoss players use Void Rays to keep the Terran player contained in their base so that the Protoss player can get up his own expansion. So we'll just have to see what these players have in store for us. Hopefully some good treats, hopefully some nasty surprises and dirty tricks. We have a sentry killing an SCV. Just, oh man, let's see who got that kill. Was it the Zealot? No, it looks like the Zealot actually got the kill, but the Sentry got the first shot off. And this is a triangle of basically the initial warp gate units that Protoss can get at the beginning of the game. Oh, and we do have a push out on the minimap. I see a Marines and Marauders going down. Let's look to see what upgrades Maka has decided to get. He does have Stim, so early Stim push. We'll just have to see how it does. Well, oh, I see. Look, we do have the Void Ray out, 2 Void Rays out. I think that the idea was right. They are going to try and contain Maka in his base, but I think that these Marines and Marauders are going to get to the Nexus much sooner before the Void Rays are going to get into the base of Maka, and I don't think Inca knows about this. One Marine comes out. Is there going to be a Stim? Do we see a Stim? No Stim just yet. I guess it's not really necessary, and Inca's going to have to cancel this expansion. But meanwhile, an expansion gets canceled, and meanwhile, in the base of Maka, we do have 2 Void Rays on the way. Does Maka see them? No, he does not. And let's just see how he reacts. Once he sees those 2 red dots, Marine stimming going into the bunker. 1 Void Ray almost getting taken out. Oh, it's down to 22 health, taking out 1 SCV. It is fucking pit. Oh, excuse my language. It is angry. I did not mean to barf the F word out there. That was kind of bad manners for me. And then we have 2 Marines stimming, chasing down this Void Ray, and Maka definitely knows what it's all about. Knew that Void Ray was out of health and sacrificed those two Marines to take out that Void Ray. Definitely a good call. And this Void Ray gets taken out. 2 Void Rays down so far. Let's look at the units lost. Units lost is 1,300 resources for Inca and only 200 for MakaPrime. Definitely Maka's just simple Marine push. If it were a little bit later, I think the Void Rays could have done more. They could have served their purpose more, but the timing was off for our friend Inca. Unfortunately for him, his Stargate has now stopped producing Void Rays, and even though there is 1 Void Ray here, let's ignore that pylon for now. It can easily be taken down and spotted by Maka. Maka is actually going to see that now, but in the meantime, this Void Ray is going to go into the base of Maka. But Maka is kind of aware. He knows what's happened. Does he? He does not see it, but looks like he's just going to do another push out. Let's see what's on the way. It looks like we have combat shields and +1 upgrades for our friend MakaPrime. Meanwhile, only 1 barracks with reactor, and 1 barracks with a tech lab, plus a command center on the way. Expansion on the way for Inca. He is switching just to pure warp gates and not producing out of the Stargate whatsoever. This Void Ray is here. It has been fully charged, but it looks like it could get taken down. No, it's surviving at the moment, and the stim goes down and can't quite take out the Void Ray. Must be very annoying to have a Void Ray at the edge of your base, but Maka, being the amazing 300 APM player that he is not really too worried about it. It is keeping these Marines in the base, though, giving our friend Inca time to expand. But the expansion is now done for Maka as well, so I would like to say this game is even because both expansions are just on the way. 1 supply depot goes down, and we do have a turret in the base of Maka, so I'm not really too worried about this Void Ray, even though it may get a few more kills. Let's just look at the kill count. 5. 6. Okay, that Void Ray is still up there, hasn't been taken care of yet, but then we have just a couple of 1 Marine, 1 Marauder saying, I'm going to poke in, see what's up, scan going down, seeing what's up, sees a pylon here, very vulnerable pylon, and that pylon is obviously just for warping gates in. I think it's a 4 warp gate play and 1 robotics facility for Inca, and he's just going to have to let this expansion go, but there's no way. Look at those. Oh my god, no, he lost a whole bunch of units with that pylon going down, and I am just not liking the chances of Inca right now. He is not doing well. This Void Ray is still alive up here. I can't believe that Void Ray is still alive, but it's not doing nearly enough damage to eliminate the Terran player. I don't know. Lots of gosh, that 1 Void Ray is so annoying, actually. That Void Ray is keeping Maka in his base. Maka has got to take care of this Void Ray right now. Get it out of my base. Get it out, because he needs to get the expansion up so that he can definitely secure his advantage over Inca right now. I think if we look at the army count, it is 84 food versus 75, so it's pretty even. What Maka really needs to take care of this Void Ray, because it's kept him in his base for way too long, at least a couple of minutes. And don't underestimate the power of just one Void Ray. Maybe just put up a turret right here. Maybe, but the thing is he doesn't have a starboard and can't build Vikings. So this, I guess, Inca's control is so good that he can just abuse this range. It's just brilliant play. I am googled right now, just in awe, salivating over what Inca is doing over this Void Ray, because sure, he lost his base, but look at how it's containing Maka in his own base. But he did lose that 400 minerals of the Nexus. Now Colossi on the way, doing the tech switch, and we do have now even in food. So even though the Nexus was taken out from Inca, this Void Ray was kind of been the savior. Where did the Void Ray go? Okay, it was finally taken down, but it was kind of so far the savior of the game for Inca. Inca, he kind of took a little bit of a plummet, losing those Void Rays in the beginning. But yeah, this is still anyone's game right now, and I'm just warming up my hands right now. It's a little bit cold. It's winter, but I'm also warming them up in anticipation to see who just might win. And it looks like I made a little blooper. I went to my desktop, hitting the the wrong key. This is Galaxy, and I'm back in the game of StarCraft 2. I accidentally hit the wrong key on my keyboard, took me to the desktop, and then StarCraft 2 did freeze. But meanwhile, while we're going to try and find our place again in the game, let's just talk about the game. So far we've had a early rush with 2 or 3 Void Rays into the base of Maka, while at the same time Maka was pushing out. And I think that Inca's plan was to take an early expansion by harassing with Void Rays, but it did not work out because the Marines and Marauders with Stim were at his base and took that base out. However, he did have enough grunts in his base, enough Marines to take care of those initial Void Rays. But then, by a surprising kind of swing of things, while it looked like to me that MakaPrime was in the lead, expansion was just coming down, and he had a huge number of Marines and Marauders at the front of Maka's base. At the front of Inca's base. He took down the Nexus, but wasn't even though he had a command center with the orbital command, it was not able to lift off because the Void Ray, Inca's Void Ray, was here harassing the base of Maka. The game was kind of about even, and we're just gonna have to see what is in store next. And Inca was just transitioning to Colossus, so Inca, depending highly on the functionality of his higher tech units, Void Rays being one of them, in my opinion, because they're higher tech. They're not like extremely high tech, but they do cost a lot of minerals and gas. So I think that he's kind of depending a lot on even though the Void Ray is fragile, his micro is able to kind of hang him in there. And I'd say that it's interesting to see the higher tech units, the Colossi coming out, was just coming out for Inca. Meanwhile, MakaPrime, on the other hand, completely different gameplay, pushing here we are now, pushing just with Marines and Marauders, getting upgrades for those, playing kind of a lower, just kind of bio army, and so it's kind of the higher tech Void Rays and Colossi with Century force fields and stuff, all kind of cutesy techie stuff versus just kind of the grit, power, DPS, engineering, of the Terran BIOS. That's what we were seeing. Just completely different play styles. If it were reversed, what it would look like was lots of. If let's say it were reversed and Inca was playing more kind of like less techie, it would be more just zealots and stalkers with a few sentries, like lots more warp gates, no Stargate, and possibly a robotics bay just for the observer, and then immortals. That's more the kind of a comparable army to what MakaPrime has now. And then meanwhile, Maka would have, if his playstyle in this game looked like Inca's, it would look more like Banshees and Thors, and kind of siege tanks, and less Marine Marauder. Well, while those are interesting thoughts, I am sure you want to get back into this game.